All right, so let's make a formal introduction for our listener. Good afternoon, Eberhard. My name is Claudio, and I'm calling you from Washington, D.C. For the studios in Fairfax City, we're very humble and grateful that Eberhard Kranemann accepted our invitation to our show. Eberhard, welcome to the show.
Hey.
So tell me, go ahead.
Okay.
So this year has been a crazy year with the pandemic and the vaccine. Some people, they want to take a vaccine.
Yes.
No, a musician cannot tour. They cannot go outside that much. How is this affecting your life, your creativity as an artist, a musician?
Yes. Oh, maybe it is clear for you, but it is no problem for me because I'm an artist. I make paintings and I make music. One problem is I couldn't go on tour to make music live, but yeah. I worked in my studio. In my studio, made big paintings. I just had 2 big expositions, and I make a lot of new recordings in my studio. For me, it was a good time to have 1 year not going out to stand on stage and make something. It was so good. I worked every day in the studio to make new sounds, very, very clear other sounds. So it is a successful year for me. I know for the most musicians, it was a shit. It was very bad.
Yeah, it was very
bad.
They
couldn't go out. But excuse me, but now I'm 76 years old. I'm nearly an old man. I make tours again, but not so many. So it is good to have a little rest for 1 year working in the studio.
Yeah. Where are your painting being presented? Like a studio, in museums? Where?
Yes, in my studio, in museums, in galleries.
In galleries?
Some galleries. I have even some art lovers from America who buy my paintings.
Really?
Yes, I have a Facebook page. And yeah. On my Facebook page, when I make a new painting, I put it on Facebook. And then friends come and say, "Oh, Eberhard, I like." And sometimes they ask me, "Oh, is it possible to buy this?" Then I say, "Okay, go in Facebook Manager. We speak about it." Then I tell the price. Most of the people say, "Oh, it is too expensive. I cannot." But I have especially 2 American art lovers who buy my paintings, and it is important. One man living in Florida, it is a director of a big museum. He has bought 5, 6, or 7 artworks of mine, and he's a Kraftwerk fan too. He's a music fan and an art fan.
Oh, so wow, yeah, like me. Yes, yeah, I don't. Maybe I will get a painting from you when I visit you in Düsseldorf.
Okay, there are people. It is interesting. There are people who are interested in music, especially in Kraftwerk, where I worked in 50 or 60 years ago. Yeah. And they say, "Oh, this Kraftwerk musician is a painter too. Or I like this." Then I want to buy. But I think they want to buy not because I'm a good painter, because I'm a Kraftwerk man, and I'm a good painter too. So I sell my art to America.
I got you. How many paintings that you do like in a month?
Oh, that differs.
It depends.
In the last half year, I was working. I was a lot. I made a lot of paintings, maybe 2 paintings in a week, because I had 2 big expositions and I had to make the paintings for this exposition. The last exposition was an exposition for Joseph Beuys. Joseph Beuys is a very important German artist who died. He was born 100 years ago. And so I had been invited to a Beuys exposition, and I made about 10 Joseph Beuys portraits. This was a lot of work to make portraits, because normally I am an abstract painter. I make abstract compositions. But for me, Beuys is an important person, because I made a performance with him. In 1968, I made the music and he made his Handaktion. And this was the reason I thought about back to Joseph Beuys and made Joseph Beuys portraits. And I showed all these portraits in this Beuys gallery. But before, I had another gallery in Düsseldorf too. I showed very modern, abstract other things, very paintings made with a brush, but worked out electronically with changes and all this. Very difficult.
And then, did you end up selling those, the portrait?
Yes, some people buy, because I must live from this. If I don't sell anything, I could say goodbye. No, I go away. So I must sell something. But there's one problem. I only make my own thing, what I want to do. And this is a problem. This is the same with music. In art and music, the art dealers and the music dealers, they tell you what they want to have. They say, please make this music for me. Please make this painting for me. I don't. I only make what I do. And this is a problem, because I could earn more money if I would collaborate with the art dealers and with the music dealers. I don't, because very many of them are totally shit. They are so bad. I don't want to have this. I make my thing. If there's someone who buys my music, okay. If there is someone who buys my paintings, okay. If not, is okay.
Gotcha. I understand. So were you born like in a musical family at all when you began playing either guitar or piano?
No, nothing. I was born in a very normal standard family. My father was working in a bureau in an office, and my wife, this time I was born 1945, she was a housewoman,
Housewife, yeah.
Yes, something like this. So it was totally normal and very strong and Catholic, all this, no? And maybe this is the reason why I want to go away from this education, from this strong normal education. I went out to make my own thing against family ideas. And
Really?
first they did not like it. They said, "Oh, Eberhard, please don't become a musician. Don't become a painter. You don't earn money. You cannot live from this. May a normal go into an office to work like my father, but I did not."
So and then you went to so you end up going to the Düsseldorf to study painting, the art academy, right?
Yes, but because I grew up in Dortmund. Dortmund is a town away 50 kilometers away from Düsseldorf. The first thing I made was studying music in Dortmund at the conservatory. I studied double bass. Conservatory double bass, something like this, normal instrument, and in classical, with to see the notes, the sheet. I played in a classical orchestra, everything very normal, but it was very interesting for me, because it was good to learn what is music. You know, you have very many contacts to other musicians, and you know the most of the krautrock musicians don't know what it is, classical music. Even they can't read the sheets, the notes. They just play for fun what they have the feeling in them.
That's right.
I'm another kind of boy. First I studied classical, so I know what music is, what the sound is making with you. And even at the conservatory time, when I played in a classical orchestra, I made in the night. I made jazz music in Dortmund, in jazz scala. I did not. I earned money, but not so much in this time. I got 20 Deutschmark for one night, playing from 8 to 1 o'clock in concerts with double bass. And my fingers were wounded by playing. Bam, 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 only this. But later I saw, it is more interesting to make experimental music. Then I stopped playing the double bass. I bought a guitar, a tenor saxophone, a clarinet, a piano. Now I play about 30 different instruments, and I like it very much.
Wow. So what kind of, when you were what kind of music were you listening to at the time?
Yeah, this is a very interesting question. I don't listen to music I make myself. I only listen, most of the time, I listen to early American jazz musician.
At the
John,
time? Yeah.
yes, John Coltrane. For me, he is the boss. He's the godfather of all. The free music, 1965 to 1967, of John Coltrane, tenor saxophone player, a black musician, very, very good. For me, it is the best music, and I often listen to this kind of music because this gives me power. This gives power to me, and I have the ideas of Coltrane in my head, and but I make another kind of music out of this.
What about what about Miles Davis?
Yes, I like Miles Davis too. Sometimes I listen to Miles Davis too. Okay. These two musicians, I think they are the greatest in bebop and jazz music.
Yeah, there's a lot of American. Do you like the early jazz, like Louis Armstrong?
Yes, I began with this, no, but no, now not so much because no, I like more Duke Ellington.
Duke Ellington.
Yes, the very early, the first recordings of Duke Ellington, I think about 1920. They are so good. Sometimes I listen to this. It is much better than all he made later on.
Yeah. Do you have like a big vinyl collection?
No.
No?
No.
Or CDs?
Yes, I have not so much. Maybe I have 100 vinyls and I have 100 CDs, but this is enough for me because I have special friends I like to listen to, and I don't buy so much of this. And now it is possible. Yeah, you know Spotify. You know? Spotify is very difficult because it is a shit thing, but it is practice. It is okay because you can hear 3 million kinds of music, classical music, jazz music, and sometimes when I'm on the way, I make Spotify and I listen to this, and I'm on Spotify too. The bad thing is Spotify don't pay so much money for you.
Of course.
In former times, when I made records and CDs, I got 1 or 2 euros for one CD or LP. And now on Spotify, people listen to one song, I get 0.01 euro. It is nothing, nearly nothing. Yeah. It is betrug. They are criminals.
Yeah,
but it is a good platform for information.
When I go to Düsseldorf to visit you, I will bring you some vinyl.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Another information for you. In this year, I'm very successful with vinyls. In this year, I got 3 vinyl productions. One made in England, one made in France, and one made in Netherlands. I can show you when you are here.
Yeah. I saw the work. So when I interview Harald, he sent me the record that the two of you it's with glasses and it's like yellow. Yes, it's a very good album.
Yes,
I have that one. So Harald signed that. So when I visit you, you need to sign the other side.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Harald is a very good person.
Yes.
And Lutz also. It's a lot of very, very famous German people. So your parents told you, well, don't study music, don't go to work, go get a regular job in a desk, in a big role, with a tie.
Yes. I even had in this time as a young man, I had what is in your clothes. I had Anzug, a jacket with tie, all this. But when I was 18, 16, I throw it all away. I did not want this.
Yeah.
I had long hairs and dirty clothes. No, this is a development in the youth.
And then, so when you were going to the art studio, you end up founding the group Pissoff, right?
Yes. This
was my first band.
Yes, this was my first band in Düsseldorf. I was studying art at the Kunstakademie Düsseldorf, And there was one, the most famous professor of art in this time was Joseph Beuys. And in the Joseph Beuys class, there were many young people who not only made paintings and all this, they made music too. But the interesting thing, they were not real musicians. They didn't study music. They only made very loud noise with their instruments. I have the feeling they even could not play correct the guitar and drums, but they did it. And they one time they asked me, "Oh, Eberhard, sometimes we meet in the Kunstakademie. Can you play with us?" I said, "Okay," and I liked it very much because it was it was a fight against the grown-up people in this time. We began in 1967 and 68. Maybe you know about it. It was a students' revolution in Germany and in France too. And very many people went on the street and made power against police. And they threw stones against the police. And I threw stones against society, but here, intellectual stones with my art and music. And Pissoff was an anti-music, music, against the people. It was only noise and dirty nose, something like this. And we made a performance with Joseph Beuys, and yeah, he made his hundreds, and he made the music. Because I have another computer nearby, and I have the sound on it. If you want, I can open the sound. You can hear. I have sound. I have 8 sound examples from 67 up to today. If you want, I can, and we can. It runs, and we can speak. Now I begin with this. Can you hear?
Yeah.
This is Pissoff. This was 1968.
Wow. Do you guys end up doing live performance?
Live performance. This was
how many?
How many people?
Yeah,
300.
Wow.
It was very successful. People liked it very much. We made it in cream cheese in Düsseldorf, 1968, together with Joseph Beuys. And this time, you know, people smoked a lot of what is it? Grass,
Marijuana.
Marijuana. Smoke. In the room, a small room with 300 people. So they all smoked marijuana, and the room was full of nebel, like fog. And very many musicians too. We made marijuana, and then we put LSD in, and then we were very away from the real world. But it was very interesting.
Yeah. So you continue with that group Pissoff for a while. They didn't record it or no? Any vinyl? No.
No. Yes. I made a vinyl now. In this year, 2021, this year, there was a French record company. They asked me, "Oh, Eberhard, you made this performance with Pissoff. Can you give us the sound? We make a vinyl from this." And I have the vinyl now here, and I can show it to you when you are in Düsseldorf.
Yeah, and then you end up selling those?
Yes, they are selling very good. It is okay.
Really? Wow. Where, yes. In France or in Germany?
No, everywhere in the whole world. It goes away from France, but if you order, you can order it. I can send you a link where you can order it later.
Yeah. When I visit you.
Yes, I can. Yeah, yes, I can. You can. Everyone in the whole world can order it in France. The price of one vinyl is 21 euros. But the problem is, even for Germany, to send it from France to Germany, people have to say 14 euros too. So you have to pay 35 euros. And this is some money,
right?
for music lovers. And if they sell to America, it is much more expensive. But I think there are some people who are interested in this and buy this.
Well, all the people that buy your painting, maybe they would like to get the Pissoff too.
Yes.
All the Kraftwerk people.
Yes,
So,
they like it.
And then after that, in the early in your career, you end up joining Kraftwerk, and then you play bass guitar. How did it happen? How you end up playing with Florian, with Ralph, with Peter Schmidt, and how did it happen? How you end up getting with in Kraftwerk?
I began with Florian in '67. The reason was in '67 I had some gigs with Pissoff, very hard anti-music. And sometimes when we played, there was a small little boy, little in a corner, and listened to very exact what we are doing with Pissoff. And one time after a concert, he came to me and asked me, "Oh, Eberhard, is it possible?" Nee, nicht Eberhard, Mr. Kranemann, is it possible that I can play with you? And this was Florian Schneider his name. And then we made some gigs with Florian. The band very powerful, and Florian very soft with his foot, playing foot with it. And then we began to make our own music. This was the beginning of Kraftwerk, 1967. Only Florian and me. We met in my home and we met in his home to make music. And sometimes I recorded a little bit. I have a sound example. I just show you, the sound of 67, Florian and me.
Yeah.
This is Florian. I play tenor saxophone.
Yeah.
Florian plays electronic flute.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we play the same thing. Saxophone and flute. You see, it is another kind. It is not Pissoff. Pissoff was anti-music, against everything, and here with Florian begins a new thing. It is more music, because we are both interested to making good music. And I studied music, and I think Florian had a good teacher in playing the flute, so we could play together. It was very good.
And then when Ralph and Peter Schmidt came later?
Yeah, later. Ralph Hütter came 1 year later, in 1968. He came to the group because first we made alone, Florian and me, but then we said, oh, we can make a group, maybe more people. Then we need a drummer and we need a piano player. And then the piano player was, in the beginning, was Ralph Hütter, and the first drummer was Charlie Weiss. And this was very interesting. Charlie Weiss was a free jazz drummer. Florian and Ralph found this free jazz drummer when they visited Berlin, and he played in Berlin in a free jazz group. And then they asked him, oh, are you interested with us to play something in Düsseldorf? They just put it in their car and said, oh, come with us to Düsseldorf, and he came to Düsseldorf. So we were this band of 4 people.
Wow. And you participated in the first 2 Kraftwerk record, the first and the second, or no, only the first?
No, I'm not. This is a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
I'm not on the records.
Why?
Yeah, I can tell you, this is the shit with your best friends, because Florian and Ralph both come from very famous, big and rich families. and they learn by their parents how to make money. And they make more money when they play alone, only two people. They get the whole money for only for themselves. And they did not take Charlie Weiss to the studio and did not take me to the studio. And the other interesting things, I made the contact to the studio, and I did not know that they only use it for themselves, because I was long ago a friend of Conny Planck. Conny Planck is the most important studio record maker in Europe in this time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I made music with him 2-3 years ago for earning some money and doing jobs for something. And they got so Florian Ralph got the address of Conny Planck from me, and then they contacted him. They made the jobs without me, and this is very bad. I don't like this so much.
Oh man! So you don't appear on the record?
No.
But they need to give you royalties.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Another thing is,
or a lawyer.
Another thing is, they even take his stolen ideas from me to put it in the records. One example, I think the first or the second LP of Kraftwerk, there's one piece in it. Florian plays a special steel guitar. Florian is no steel guitar player. He cannot. He plays the flute. But in the band, I played a steel guitar named Hawaiian guitar, and I made very special sounds. This is gliding sounds. And then I was not in the band when they recorded it, and Florian played my thing. This is stolen from me. Best friends of this time. I think this was one reason why later I left the band. I think this is not okay to do something with friends, something like this.
So the Florian came from like rich family? Yeah.
Very rich family. His father was a professor of architecture, and he made very, very big and famous houses. He was a famous architect, and the father was very rich. The same with Ralf Hütter. The father was very rich too. So very small little guys came together from rich family to make their own thing. I'm a critic of this, but on the other side, they are very good musicians, and they made good music all the time, 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah, and then you never saw them again, or no?
Yes, sometimes. Sometimes I met them, but not in the last time. I met them 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. But more, I met more Florian Schneider-Esleben, because he lived in Düsseldorf, and Ralf Hütter lived and still lives in Krefeld, another small town by Düsseldorf. And when I was walking through Düsseldorf to buy something at the market, I said, hi Florian, I saw him on the market too, on the streets, and we were speaking about the old times, and this was okay. So and he told me something, what was happening within Kraftwerk and with all this very, very troubleful dealings on what they made.
Yeah. So, but you end up still you're friends with him, you know.
A little bit.
A little bit, you know. But no, what they did, it's not good. It's not good.
No, it's not good.
No. And then you end up. Feel free to elaborate. Then you end up playing with you end up using another name, right? Fritz Müller.
Yes, Fritz Müller.
Why you?
Yes. In with Kraftwerk und Neu, yeah. It was music without words. No lyrics. No spoken words. But for me, it was important in this time. I wanted to say something against the shit society, what has happened outside, political statements, something like this, combined with music. And this was not possible with Kraftwerk, because they did not criticize the world. No? They were more conservative in this thinking. They were Flo and Ralph were first, they were businessmen, and second, they liked a good life, eating and drinking, and wonderful girls, and fourth, they made a little bit music. But I wanted to make another thing. I wanted to tell, Scheiß Welt, shit world, what is happening here? So many criminals, politics are so bad. I wanted to say something. And I wanted to say something too against music business, because I just told it to you, in music business, there are very many criminals in it. Sometimes musicians, but most record companies, they say you get this money, you don't get the money, and it is so bad. But you know all this because in America, the same thing was happening with very many musicians. They went out of business because they don't like this criminal business art of music. And I made some songs, and in the songs, some of these words or lyrics are in it. And it was another kind of music. Kraftwerk and Neu was very experimental, new music. But with Fritz Müller, I went back some steps to make something like German rock music with lyrics and sounds, boom, 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 and I tell some stories. Oh, where is it?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, it is broken. I don't see you now.
No, I'm here.
Ah, you see me.
Yeah.
I don't see your picture, but it doesn't matter. I can't.
Really? You don't see me?
Yes. The picture is broken. I don't see the picture, but it doesn't matter. We can, if you see me and hear me, it is okay.
Yeah. So you end up, you know, who was Connie Plank? Feel free to tell the audience that.
Yes, Connie Plank was a very important music recorder and manager in this time, and I began to very early with Connie Plank because I was in the early time, years ago, before Kraftwerk, I worked together with Connie Plank for some jobs, earning money. What is it? Werbung. If you make, what is it? Reklame. Do you know this word Werbung, Reklame, in English language?
No.
I made something for example, Mercedes-Benz, BMW.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Drinks, yes, and they made videos for people to buy the things, and yes, and Connie sometimes made music for this, and he needed musicians, and he needed musicians who can read the notes, the sheets, and I was something like this. So I came in contact with him, and we earned money together by making music for other people to earn money.
And I got you. And then you between 74 and 76, you were involved with Neue, right?
Yes.
Neue was a good name, man. Yeah.
Yes, Neue. Yes. After my time, after Pissoff, Kraftwerk, and Fritz Müller, my friend Klaus Dinger asked me.
Dinger, yeah.
Klaus Dinger, the drummer. He asked me, "Oh, Eberhard, I made some recordings with Michael Rother, but now we want to go on stage with it. It is not possible only with 2 people. We need some more people. Is it possible that you go with us?" So I said, "Okay, I make it." And so I was a member of the Neu group in 1972, and I think we made a lot of jobs in this time, some gigs. We were touring around.
Yeah, I interviewed Michael Rother about 3 weeks ago. He's a very good, he's a very good person.
Yes. And he's a very good musician. He's a very good guitar player. And in the beginning with Neu, he was very experimental with some sounds. Very good.
Yeah. He's a He's a very, very good person. I like him. He was very good. And then you play in the band Klingen, right?
What is the name?
Klingen. Klingen.
Oh, one more time. I did not understand it really.
What band were you playing between 81 and 89?
Oh,
Before you went to with Krieger's Bladder, in between there, you were, I think you were Klingen or no? Klingen? No.
No. I played with very many musicians, but I don't know really. But I think it would be interesting before we speak about other things. I could play an example of Neu.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Neu is very, very good.
First I made Neu, and then I make Fritz Müller.
Yeah.
Neu. Very powerful and dirty sounds. Yes, this was Neu, 1972, and this is my own recording. I made this recording when we had a gig in Düsseldorf.
Wow.
Very hard, very strong music. It was with Klaus Dinger on drums, Michael Rother was guitar, and sometimes I played the bass, and I played the cello, and I played Hawaiian guitar.
And a lot of people went to see the concert?
Yes, well, I think 1,000 people.
So you guys got paid of it, yeah.
Yes, a little bit.
A little bit of money.
Yes. And now another example of Fritz Müller, because we spoke about it. I a very, very short piece of Fritz Müller Traum.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the only very experimental piece of the Fritz Müller rock LP. The other pieces are more rock music, but this is very experimental kind of music, like I'm doing even today most of the time.
This is very good. Yes. Very interesting stuff. And then you play with who you played that after Krieger's Bladder? No,
I don't know.
Yeah, but you play with so many people, man. You might not remember.
I think in this time up to today, maybe I played with 30 different bands and more than 100 or 200 musicians.
Yeah,
I like to change. Even today, this afternoon, another musicians come into my house to speak with me about a new thing. And tomorrow I get a visit from another musician from the north of Germany who will live for some days in my house to make electronic music for me. I like to have contact to other people, to learn about music, to change everything. It is very interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm going to visit you, but I don't play any music.
Okay, we drink a little wine. I have very good wine in my cellar.
Wine and beer.
Yes, wine. I have wine and beer, and my wife and me, we like to eat very good things. We are both very good cooks. With me,
Me too. Well, when you come here to America, you can visit me. When you come to a gallery,
okay, yes,
I can invite you to dinner too.
okay.
I'm a very good cook too.
Ah, yes.
Very
Then we
good.
cook. Then you will see my wife and me. We cook something for you with meat or vegetables or with fish, and drink a wonderful cold white wine. I like white wine from France and from Spain most, and the same with red wine. Now I drink a very good red wine from Spain. It is
What
very
about
very good.
what about from Chile? You don't drink any wine from Chile?
What is it?
From Chile, you don't drink any wine?
Ah, no, no, yes, sometimes. Sometimes Chile is very good
Oh, of
wine.
course. I'm from Chile. That's why.
Yes, yes, because in Chile they have a very good atmosphere and very
Yeah.
good earth. So the wine is very deep. The red wine, sometimes from Chile, has even 15% alcohol. That is much, and I like it very, very, very much too.
Yeah. So when so looking back, so after that you end up you released an album called Luxation with
Ah,
Bob
yeah,
Dollar.
yes. Luxatio.
Luxation.
Luxatio. Yes, this is an interesting story because I got a telephone call from, no, it is another thing. Uh, 10 years ago, I played the double bass in a very big orchestra in Wuppertal. It was a orchestra with 30 people playing free music. And it is 90% of the musicians in this orchestra were classical musicians, but they did not like to make Bach or Beethoven or Mozart. They wanted to play free, what they just think or feel. And they asked me to join the band, and then I was in this band. And this band had 4 singers, and these 4 singers, they did not sing words or what you hear normally when people sing. They made sounds with a mouth, something like this. Sounds. All the 4 people made sounds, the same
Yeah.
sounds as the musicians made. This was very interesting. And one time they told me, oh, they have a date in a very famous in Germany, the most famous place for experimental music in Cologne, Loft in Cologne. Uh, and they asked me, is it possible that I join them, the 4 singers and me? This is uh, the, the singers, they had a band called Vocal Colors, Vocalers. And so we worked together, Vocalers, with me playing double bass. This was
Wow.
very interesting. We did not make any test before. We just met at the place and we begin to play. It was horrible. It was fantastic. It was very, very good understanding. And what I did not know, they, without telling me before, they ordered a recording by the Loft people. Very good, 100% very good recording, and they recorded the whole concert. And then we decided together to make a CD from this, and it was a very famous CD and with good selling on the market.
Yeah. It's in Spotify.
Yes, it is on Spotify too.
Yeah, and it is. And then the other very good album that you did with Harold, and
Yes.
so how in the world you were able to put the name Kraftwerk is so close to Kraftwerk.
Yes,
They didn't call the lawyer. They didn't sue you.
yes. It was this was not our idea from Harald and me. It was an idea of our friends in London because we sometimes made concerts in London,
Yeah.
and the London music lovers, they knew that I, in former times, was a musician of Kraftwerk.
Well,
And then they said, "Oh, this is Kraftwerk. This sounds like Kraftwerk. Oh, it is Krautwerk." They said, "We are the crowds. the name Kraut is a very, very bad word against German people. Kraut is Krautfresser. No? They only eat kraut, sauerkraut. So it was, and then the name Krautrock began. This was okay, okay. And then in former times, the English people did not like German people, and they did not like Krautrock. They said, good music is only Rolling Stones and Beatles, and Krautrock is very bad. It is shit. There are no good musicians. But now, today, Krautrock, even in England, is very famous. They say, oh, very good, wonderful, free music. And then they discussed with us, yeah, what is the name? We had no real name for the band. What is it? First, we only said Eberhard Kranemann and Harald Großkopf. And then they said, oh no, make another name with what has something to do with Kraftwerk and something with Krautrock. So we are the Krauts, and I made with Kraftwerk. So we said the melting of all together is Krautwerk, and so we made Krautwerk. Okay.
How you end up meeting Harald?
Yes, it was, I think, 4 or 5 years ago. I had a concert in Solingen. It is a very big, what is the name? In a castle, in a big castle.
Yeah.
And in this castle, Schloss Burg. In this castle, there was a music event with experimental bands and bands of playing electronic music. I played there. It was a solo performance by me, and Harald played in another room. And then I went into the other room to listen to this, and I liked the drum playing of Harald, because Harald, the sound of the Harald drums is completely other sound compared to other drummers, because he changes the drum sounds with his computer program. And so it is more interesting. And so I asked him, oh, Harald, I'm playing in another room. Can we meet to do something together? But he then I liked his music very much. Then he came into my room where I played, and he ran away because for him it was too experimental. He said, no, I don't want. 3 or 4 weeks, he wrote an email to me, okay, we can try. Then he came into my studio, and I prepared my studio for recording the whole things. This is not normal. First you meet, you speak, and then you try something. But I put on my computer and recorded the whole thing. And then we heard it. It was very, very, very good without having played before. It was very good. And this was an EP. Only what I made in the first recording.
And then the album sells well, right?
Yes, big selling, good album, very good.
Yeah. Are you guys planning on doing another one?
Oh, yes, we have begun to do something, but then we stopped it because the ideas are totally we have other ideas to make the music. Harald now is only interested in computer music, not even playing more the drums. He only makes the drum computer, and I'm working more with experimental music. And so we don't come together again. It is a pity.
Yeah. I need to convince Harald.
Yes.
I'm going to be in the middle between Harald and Eberhard.
Yes.
Join the band together.
Yes, it was my idea. My idea. On one time, a very good drummer to make a wonderful bam, bam, bam sound, and a free improvisation musician to put it together. But then we made some gigs here and there, and there was at first it was very good, half and half, and then Harald made more and more only this computer shit. I don't like it so much. So I need this the combination of computer
Of course.
with free music. This is very good.
Yeah.
No, so we don't work together no more
Anymore. Well, hopefully,
That's-
hopefully I can
it's
convince.
okay.
So, looking back in your life, ever is any particular concert that you say that's the best concert of my life that you ever play? If you have any memory, or what's
Yes,
the worst,
yes,
the
it
best and the
is.
worst?
Yes, this was the concert with Kraftwerk
Yeah.
in Leverkusen, 1900 and what was it? 1970.
70 something, right?
1970, I think. It was first we had this was a concert without Ralf Hütter. It was 1970. The years before we worked together with Ralf Hütter too, but then in 70 suddenly he said, "Oh, I must stop the work with Kraftwerk. My father wants that I study architecture, and I must make my examination. Then I go out of Kraftwerk." So he went out of Kraftwerk, and Florian told me, "Oh, dear Eberhard, please, we both make Kraftwerk alone. Eberhard and Florian, we play and we take some other musicians." We did it, and this was the famous concert in Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Florian and me, we both had big tables in the front of the stage. It was sitting with all electronic stuff in the front, and in the back there were two guitar players. It was Michael Rother with rhythm guitar, and it was Husheng Yadepur with electric guitar, and in the middle Klaus Dinger with his motoric drums. It was so powerful. It was so.
Wow.
It was very intensive. Bam, bam, bam. It was so good. It was the best concert I had in my whole life. And the other best concert was with Joseph Beuys with Pissoff. But after that, very many other concerts, I can't tell you everything. But this was the best.
Well. So do you miss during live?
Oh no, I do touring live in the 6th of August. I think will be in 2 or 3 weeks. I do a next live gig again with guitar playing. I play guitar in a big open air concert in Cologne, nearby the Rhine.
Yeah.
And I recorded something to prepare it. I just give you the sound for my concert. This will be my next concert. I play the guitar, solo guitar, only solo guitar with a very, very heavy sound.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I will. Yeah. So we'll. Yeah. So when I'm there, I will visit you. We have dinner and we get together, listen to good music.
Yes. I have another idea. I have. I just showed you some of my sounds of.
Yeah, of course.
Last year's. If you want, I could send you the whole. I have the sounds on a stick. I can send it electronically to you with a link.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, that would be great. It was very nice talking to you, Eberhard, man.
Okay.
You have so many stories. You need to write a book.
Okay.
Okay. You need to tell your wife to a book, have painting, have music, have art.
Yes.
Because
many people tell me I should write a book. I could write a book, but I think I do not. There's so much written about all this. I give interviews. This is enough.
Yeah, well, but you are a very, very, very good musician. So I'm very happy that I was talking to you, Eberhard. You're a very good person too.
And thank you to you for the invitation for this meeting. And please come and visit me here in my studio.
I will. Thank you very much, Eberhard. I will send you a link when I'm done. Thank you. Have a good afternoon, Eberhard.
Goodbye.
Good luck. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.